Okay, how were the family roles in your household growing up?
See, my mom and dad got divorced when I was 2, and because my dad was, he was a pro ball player, and and he went here. He didn't finish from here. People think he did, but he didn't. So they got divorced when I was 2, and so my mama raised me, and I have 2 brothers, and we grew up in Sunnyside, Texas. Well, we say Sunnyside, Texas. Houston, small community, Sunnyside. Went to Worden High School. Went to Woodson Middle School and Reynolds Elementary School. And so I grew up in the Sunnyside area, single parent.
Okay. Was racism discussed in your household?
Oh yeah, I grew up in, 70s and, 80s. So, we talked about that all the time, because, I went to all black school, and, my high school Worden was one of 2 schools that were black in the all white district. And so, we talked about it a lot, I was born the same year Dr. King was assassinated, 1968. So,
Definitely had it firsthand.
Yeah, we had some racial incidents, coming up. That's been a long time ago, so it's hard for me to recall specific incidents. But I mean, yeah, it was kind of interesting growing up during that time.
Do you remember how you interacted with people outside of your race?
During the time we really didn't have a lot of interaction with people outside.
And blacks?
Outside our race. I grew up, like I say, in the all black community. My step grandfather was white. And so, but he died when I was like 5 or something like that. It's real cool growing up with him. He was a hustler. No, he really was. I mean, in the sense that him and my grandmother, they were club owners. They owned a nightclub or a lounge on Reed and it was called Reed's Lounge, but it was on Scott and Flocks, right down the street from Worden. And so, so nobody messed with us. Nobody messed with him. They knew not to mess with him, I guess, because he was white. And I do remember this. I remember somebody giving me tickets to go see Hall and Oates, which is a white kind of rock pop group. Back in they sound like Private Eyes and Sarah Smile. I mean, you should if you Google them, man, they are a really nice group. Daryl Hall and John Oates, and I wanted to go to their concert, and my mom wouldn't let me. I mean, and because she wouldn't let me because it was a white group, and she didn't think that her black son would be. I don't think she had a problem with me being interested in the music.
Yeah.
That wasn't a problem. She thought
you being welcome there.
She thought I was gonna have problems going to this concert at the Summit back then. The Summit now is what Lakewood is.
Not from here.
Yeah, right. No, Lakewood 59, 59 South over there before you get to 16. And so that's where the Rockets used to play. Not Rockets play downtown at the Toyota Center. But I remember her she refused to let me go to this concert, talking about I'm gonna get beat up by all those white boys at the concert. So I was kind of mad because I was looking forward to going to that concert because I loved Hall and Oates back in that time. Yeah. All right.
Okay. What is something in history that still sticks out to you today?
What sticks out in history today? During my time?
Mm-hmm.
Wow. I was too young when Martin Luther King got assassinated. All right, today, I never thought that I would see the day that America had a black
I knew you
president.
were gonna say that.
I mean, I really, I never, and even when it was happening in 2008, I remember being here on campus teaching classes, and I remember when he won the Iowa caucuses, and you know, I was like, wait a minute, you know, I was like, you know, 95% white, which, and it's not interesting about Iowa. Iowa being 95% white, like their prison population is like 98% black. It's like, you know, and so even in our white community, we still find a way to go to jail. But, but I remember when he won the Iowa caucuses, I was like, wait a minute, this dude has a chance. I mean, because, you know, in order for him to get elected, he definitely had to have some white voters. Mm-hmm. And for Iowa to choose him over Hillary, I was like, wow. I was like, that was awesome. So that was a proud day. I got to vote for President Obama both times on my birthday, because usually, you know, we have early voting, you know, starts, you know, like sometime in October. My birthday is in October, so
October what?
24th.
2 days before mine.
Oh yeah.
Turn up 23 days before mine, but this ain't my videos.
Okay. But yeah, so I always vote for on my birthday. You know, if the polls open on my birthday, I go and vote on my birthday. So I got to vote for him twice on my birthday. So that's awesome.
Okay, so what made you come to Texas Southern?
You know, Texas Southern actually was not my first choice. I wanted to get away from Houston. I wanted to get away from home. I wanted to get, you know, have my freedom, you know, and you know. And I took a visit to Southern campus, and I had one of my best friends. He went to Southern University in Baton Rouge, and I visited their campus, enjoyed myself, had a good time while I was there visiting. And so I went to Southern, and then me and Southern we just didn't agree with each other. It was more me than it was them. So I ended up coming back home to Texas Southern, and what happened was I went to ACC for a minute. And so I decided to go ahead and come to Texas Southern. And I enrolled in Willie Taylor, you know, who was a professor here, Dr. Willie Taylor. I enrolled in his calculus class just because it was convenient. It just fit next on my schedule. I mean, you know, when I was making out my schedule, 9 to 10 calculus just fit. So then, to make a long story short, he misgraded one of my papers. You know, he gave me a 76 when I really earned like a 79 or 80. So I went back to his office, you know, he said, you know, I see you're a math major, you know, you need to start spending more time, you know, in my office. And so, you know, we struck up a friendship, and he became my mentor, and then he encouraged me to go to University of Houston and go work on my doctorate. So he's the second African American to get a PhD in math, and I'm the fourth, and I'm the second male because I followed him. You know, he was the first male, and I'm the second male. And I'm the second graduate of Texas Southern to get a PhD in math from the University of Houston. So, that day changed my life, and that I didn't foresee in '93 when I enrolled at Texas Southern, that in 2003 that I would have my PhD in math, and Willie Taylor would be, you know, he was one of the people that was on my PhD thesis committee, because, you know, my advisor gave me the choice, and I chose Dr. Taylor. So, you know, that's pretty awesome that, you know, we have that connection like that.
Does he still work here?
Oh yeah, he's here. You know, his office right down the hall. He's still my mentor. You know, we talk every day, and you know, we discuss ideas on, you know, how I can become a better teacher, or how I can present the material better. You know, and so he'll let me see his test. I'll let him see my test. He'll tell me, you know, your test was too long.
Besties.
Right.
Right. Yeah, we besties, you know. He calls me when stuff is going on in his life. I know his family. He knows my family. You know, so it's been incredible. I don't know where I would be if Dr. Taylor, the Lord wouldn't have put Dr. Taylor in my life, really. You know, so y'all need to be looking out for stuff like that. You know, these opportunities for, you know, some God's gonna put somebody in your life to help you get to where you need to go, and you just need to, you know, be paying attention to that, because sometimes it's just. You look back on it like, wow, God put this person in my life, and I wouldn't become who I am without that person, you know, so, you know, look out for that.
Okay, so how has TSU changed since your attendance?
Wow. I mean, there's a lot of buildings have been erected on this campus since I was, came here in '93, and we've gone through several presidents, quite a few presidents. The student body has changed a lot. I don't, being alumni of TSU and now being a faculty member of TSU, I just see a difference in the students. I just honestly, I don't think the students today are as hungry as we were back in the '90s and in the late '80s and even the '70s.
Yeah.
We wanted to come here and become somebody, and we wanted to be easy because we competing with a lot of people. And I don't know if African Americans realize that when you after you finish from Texas Southern, you're competing with a lot of people around the world. People from China, people from India, people from Africa, and people from even the United States. So you have to really be up on your game when you finish here, and it's all about learning and growing as much as you can, so that when you get out in the workforce, you have all the tools you need to succeed. And that's what people want. They're trying to diversify the job market, and so Texas Southern, they're always coming here asking us for students to create this diversity in corporate America, and you all have to be ready. That's just the bottom line.
Okay. If you could change anything about TSU, what would you change?
Oh my God. I think TSU students need to have a little bit more school pride than what they have.
I agree.
And be proud of Texas Southern. Don't go around bashing TSU and putting TSU down. TSU is a great institution. TSU has produced some great people. He has a rich history. Barbara Jordan went here. Mickey Leland, who was city councilman. He went here. We got pharmacists, at almost every pharmacy in Houston, around today. We produce some excellent people, and I just wish that people would, learn the history of Texas Southern, and take pride and be proud TSU alumni. And I wish the students would go out and support the athletic department a lot more than what they have. Because those are fellow classmates, those kids out there busting their butt off in practice, and it's a shame that when they go to the game, there's nobody in the stands to root them on and things like that. They have the band. We have a rich history with our band, and so I just wish the students would take more pride in school.
Were you involved in any extracurricular activities?
In high school, I was in sports medicine. In fact, that's how I ended up at Southern. I got a sports medicine little scholarship, and that's what took me to Southern. So, but when I got here, I didn't really do any extracurricular activity. I attended a lot of football games and volleyball games, and attended track meets and things like that. But I just focused on school and things like that. So.
And what advice would you give to current TSU students other than to be more involved? Take
advantage of this opportunity. This is students had, I'm sure, several opportunities to go to different schools, and they've chosen Texas Southern, and there are a lot of opportunities here for the students to grow, and for students to get better and become outstanding citizens of this great country we're in, and just take advantage of all those opportunities. And when you leave here, give back. I give back to this school. And not just me being an alumni of Texas Southern and being able to stand up in front of the class and say, hey, I've made it, so you can make it too. I took my little BS degree, my Bachelor's of Science degree, not the other BS that you're all thinking I'm talking about. A Bachelor's of Science degree in math to the University of Houston, and turned that to a PhD. And if I can do that, if God can turn me into a PhD, there's nothing too hard for God. Trust me, because I came from